We kind of make a plan beforehand, ask them sort of make a list of what we're looking for, and then as the game happens, they sort of will cut to play for us, and we're able to, not we, but the Raptors guys were able to post it, during the playoffs right away on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. That's probably the fastest way, but we, TweetDeck or we started using a company called TrackMaven to sort of help us for analytics and just sort of kind of get some better idea what posts work better and that sort of thing. So that's what we started using at MLSC just the last few months.
There's a lot of prep work then? There's a lot of prep, so you're ready with the pre, and then when the moment happens, you're just ready to launch it, I guess?
Yeah, you kind of have an idea of what the play is going to be, and then you sort of have an idea what you want to have your tweet to be, what you want your Instagram post to be, and as soon as you get the clip, you just sort of would populate the different channels, and during playoffs or during the season, we usually have on the Leafs, we have two, myself and the community manager for Leafs, sort of break it up in terms of, he would do, let's say, Twitter, and I would do Instagram, so we just sort of break it up and have a game plan because those moments happen so quick and you have to react.
If you're lucky enough to have a large team going into a function, then yeah, you can hit all kinds of channels all at once. But if you're smaller, then just focus on one or two where most of your fans live and where most of your engagement lives. Engagement is the biggest thing right now on social media. If people are talking to you and you're talking back to them, you've built a relationship and you can go from there. So if that place is Instagram and you're a small brand and you only have to focus on one thing, then go on Instagram. I'll say we're a bit fortunate during the Olympics because it's so much pressure and we really do have to be first. Our mandate is to go through a story, a tweet, Facebook post, Instagram, and now Snapchat post within the first 60 seconds of somebody winning a medal. So it's a pretty demanding mandate that we've put on ourselves. It worked in Sochi, me standing at the bottom of a ski hill freezing and tweeting things out from an iPhone. But we are lucky enough to have those resources. Not every brand does. But if you don't, focus on the one or two platforms where you're going to get the most return.
Yeah, just to kind of follow up on what Matt was saying a little bit, having the right personnel in place on a game night is key. You can't, you can anticipate certain things that are going to happen during any given game, performance, whatever. But having a video producer on standby, so if Drake starts lint rolling his pants, you better be ready to cut that GIF, get it over to me as soon as possible. So it's having those staff in place. Is Nelson still around? Yeah. So we had a guy who was specifically handling Vine-related stuff, like motion-related kind of video, some small things. So we have we'd have a lot of staff in place basically to make sure that we were covered for any of those eventualities and ready for whatever may come up. So obviously that's not always entirely possible if you're working for a smaller organization, but you can certainly try to anticipate a lot of those moments. There's a lot of tools out there to be prepped and ready to kind of make the most out of what content does arise. So.
I can add to that too, actually.
Sure.
I was just thinking, it's a great question, but I was just thinking in elimination games, for instance, in hockey when I was working, I'm following a lot of people on social media, and sometimes, let's say a team was eliminated, 3 seconds later there was a good meme about the team that lost. But what I understood, I'm like, how do people get that out so fast? They're both ready. So you have both things ready, you have a couple of storylines and ready to make some jokes or whatever, and you have 5 or 6 tweets ready to go, and then you pick the one that's relevant. Whereas I would always wait for the result to happen, and then I'd say something about it, but by then it's 90 seconds old, and believe it or not, that's already pretty old when you're trying to get the attention of the audience. So like these guys said, having it ready, anticipating different results, looking back at, when I'm looking at a hockey series, I look at the storylines of the series, whether it be a hot goaltender, so I have a couple of things ready about him, ready to shoot them up. So I think we have time for one more, and we're close to time being done. Anybody else have a question?